Alright, everyone. Welcome back to another wonderful day at Prairie Sky Farms. In the last episode, we left off. Whoa, that was a weird glitch there. In the last episode, we left off with the whole rolling of fields thing. So, since I hooked up to this already, and may or may not have staged a thumbnail, we'll just go ahead and get to it. I keep forgetting that this still has another wing that comes out and really makes it wide. Which means I kind of underestimated how long this video will actually be because I forgot how wide this roller really is. And in our current theme of breaking reality, we're just gonna keep going straight over that driveway. Because nobody needs that driveway anyway. Okay, so I actually kind of halfway do, but kind of don't. Because I just cut across wherever to begin with. I think we might go ahead because I think there were small weeds growing. We might just go ahead and try to knock those out real quick in the whole whopping like 5 minutes that it's gonna take. So then we'll see where we're at with everything. We might end up possibly doing a little more time traveling and oh, I almost took our workbench out. Might possibly do a little more time traveling and just go ahead and get that field harvested. We'll see where we're at time-wise once... Ooh, tight. Made it. Like a glove. We'll just see how we're doing, like, time-wise when it comes to that. I know it will take just a little bit longer because that will be going about this speed, but I'm still trying to gauge that a little bit. I'm still figuring that part out. Because it's been a hot minute since I've used a combine this size, so even like with the last soybean harvest that we did with it, still didn't really give me quite enough time behind the wheel to actually be able to be like, oh yeah, we can do this field in 10 minutes, or nope, this field's going to take us probably closer to 45. You know, I'm still kind of figuring that out a little bit, but a little more time behind the wheel will let me get that all fingered out. Because it's wide enough, it won't take too many wouldn't take too many. Oh, Rick. Wouldn't take too many passes for these fields over here. Now that I finally spit out what I was trying to say and don't sound like a broken record. Well, let's get out here real quick, like. Yeah, see, I have little spots in here that say weeds, so might as well go ahead and hook the hoe up. I think that can do both small and medium weeds. Guess we shall find out. And now I will probably stick to the field and use my GPS. That way I don't have a little skip. I can usually do fairly decent with this stuff. But I'd be lying if I said I don't get skips when I try to do it without GPS. Well, I can do it without getting skips, but I go over the field way more. It is a little easier to do with the, oh, there we go. Now we took out the workbench. It is a little easier to do with the great big weeders and stuff because they have that outside wheel. I totally spaced the whole engage thing because I got talking about the big weeders and how you can hit or can kind of basically line up with the outside wheel because they're so large. In this case, I can be pretty confident that I'm going to hit everything this way. But where this is smaller, 3-point, not drawbar mounted, like those great big 27-meter ones are, you don't have that wonderful outside tire mark to kind of go off of. Yep, I think we're safe. I just wanted to double check before we wasted time doing a second field when it wasn't gonna work. You know. Just playing it safe because didn't want to be a case of running over all 3 fields and finding out it wasn't gonna work until the weeds got a little bit bigger anyway. And I think I am realizing why I do kind of tend to ramble a little bit in these is because most of the time I don't do a whole lot of socializing at work. I just kind of go in and, I mean, I'll talk to coworkers and stuff, but I won't go in and sit down and have actual conversations with coworkers a lot. So I think that's where my rambling comes from on nights like tonight, where this is kind of my socializing for the day. And sometimes it's that way when I'm not at work too. Sometimes my dad and brother are off doing their own thing, so and I don't end up seeing either of them for most of the day. So I guess talking to an audience is where I get some of my socializing. Even though I don't get a response back right away. But that's no big deal, really. Not to me. Now we're to that wonderful time where I can almost guarantee by the time I do my quick 2 minute time travel thing to get into, like, I'll, I'll double check when I do my quick little time travel thing over here. And I want to say June is the first month that barley's supposed to be ready. You harvest in June and July, so it's probably gonna be July when it's ready, if I'm being honest. So I'll double check when I do my fast forward time thing here in a sec. So I will see you after I magically advance 2 months into the future, and we'll go from there, I guess. Alrighty. Besides having to fast forward here a couple more hours, I think surprisingly it says it's ready in June. I have no idea how that is able to be possible for the fact that I never end up having it be ready on the very first month of harvest. I usually have to wait for the second month. Yeah, good thing I have that turned to visuals only too. Well, we'll try 1700 now. There we go. That's a lot better. So now we'll run over, we'll get our combine. We might be done by my 30-minute mark, I don't know. We'll find out. This header is pretty massive, so that might be the saving grace, honestly. And I honestly don't remember. I want to do that. I want to do that. But we might be able to. I don't know. We might be able to get a lot of this in one tank full. Maybe not. I chose a shitty spot to park too. Oh, I guess I've said my real big first swear online. It's bound to happen. Now let's see. Because that's barley. And this is barley. There's no harvesting though. They can sit there and wither, I guess. Yeah, I don't know. It's not going to take too many trips across the field, but man, we're almost a quarter of the way full already. We haven't even finished one row. Yeah, there's a quarter of the way. Haven't even finished one row. I think that's one thing I tend to forget too, is that a lot of these other crops that don't necessarily have quite the high price, like soybeans, usually end up making up for it, because like in this case you get down one row, you don't even make a full round, and you're almost full, you know. Now I know this one doesn't have the great big 20,000 liter grain tank that the AF/CR11 from Case New Holland has, which honestly that'll probably be one of our next upgrades. We'll probably get another field or two, maybe 3 before we do that, but then we're definitely gonna want to be jumping up to something with higher capacity, and that's gonna be the last realistic combine that we have. Because after that, it's going to be the Lizard Colossus. And if I'm getting the Lizard Colossus, you bet your ass I'm getting the 1,000,000 to 2,000,000 or 2.5 million, whatever it is, liter grain tank. That way I can harvest all my fields and not have to really worry. I'd probably upgrade to the even more unrealistic grain trailer option that the one I have allows. Because I don't remember what this guy has for sure. I apologize if that just blew your eardrums out. That'd be my bad. I kind of forgot how loud this truck actually is. Screw you, sign. I think I actually already have. I squeezing through there. I think I already have an unrealistic setting for this grain truck. I don't remember for sure. I know I had the option to get it to 2,000 bushels, but it's sitting at, I don't know, I'm not going to try to math. Me trying to math leads into me thinking I'm an idiot because I end up second guessing myself, and yeah, That doesn't work out too well usually. In other news, more actual computer nerd related news, I've made my first real big purchase on eBay via Klarna. I'm gonna be able to upgrade my Proxmox host for my what I call my lab net. It's set up so I can practice stuff with Active Directory. I've been kind of slacking. I was doing pretty good there for a while with practicing Linux, however you want to say it. To me, Linux sounds weird because it's based off of Unix. So to me, Linux sounds correct. But I have another personal preference, I guess. I've always said Ubuntu. It could be Ubuntu as well. I have an Ubuntu server VM on that Proxmox host, along with a Rocky Linux VM. That one I am able to log in and have a GUI, but I've been trying to only SSH into it to, learn more of command line, get a little more used to that type of thing and a little more comfortable with it, which I don't have any problem typing out commands. I'm just learning what commands to type and execute and stuff like that. But I just put 2 Xeon E5 2696 version 4 processors in it. The only improvement over that would be to get the 2699 or the 2699A. The only difference is the 2699 uses slightly less power. I think it's 145 watts per PC. I think I'm gonna have to kind of bring you down just a smidge while I'm using the grain truck. Dang. But then there technically is a 2699A that has a little bit higher clock rate, but But those are both a little more expensive. Could I have gone ahead and got the 26.99s? Yeah, but I was being a cheap ass, so I didn't. But with my 2696 version 4, that's got the thing capped out at 22 cores per processor. I have two processors, so that gives me 44 cores and 88 threads. And Proxmox, it sees those as each thread is a virtual processor. So in Proxmox hypervisor eyes, I have 88 processors. Which is a lot. Way overkill for what I'll ever use it for. But at the same time, if I really want to spin up a mini network to really learn stuff, I won't have to worry about any resources. And with that 256 gigs of RAM that I have coming in, I'm really not going to have to worry about any resources. Yeah, see, this sure beats the hell out of that little dinky combine. I would have been going for another, who knows, hour before I got done harvesting this field. Just a smidge more, my friend. I keep forgetting that I can adjust that. Might have to get creative with this trailer too. Let's see here. Oh, guess I gotta lower the header. Try to remember how I did that at one time. Can I get to work? There we go. Now I'll just go out on the road. That might be just enough for me to be able to hook on to. It's the only thing I don't like about the creek map. Oh, then there's too many damn trees. Oh, now I done messed up Aaron. Oh, no, that's gonna correct it. Let me look up. Oh, I've been trying to save you guys from super long videos, but I guess this one's going back to about my normal length, or the original length videos. My bad. I was just trying to do what the analytics told me. Because the analytics told me I was only getting like, well, looks like I'm going grocery mart. That won't be too bad. I won't be keeping you too terribly long. But the analytics was telling me that the average view time for videos is like 13 minutes, which is why I cut down to, or tried to cut down to 20 minutes on the last few. But I just might say screw the damn analytics. And just go ahead and post videos of however long they end up being. I know some people prefer the shorter videos. Some people really don't care how long the videos are. I'm one of those that I don't really care, honestly. 24, 26,000, not quite 27,000 there. Not too shabby. Won't be quite as much because we weren't filled up all the way, but there's our 700,000 mark. So yeah, see there's 24, so we were only a couple thousand off from having 48,000 total. So once we get the sorghum harvested this fall, we will go ahead and just do all the mulching and other field work then. I'm not gonna, I'll let the thing grow to weeds. I guess for that I'll have to lease a subsoiler too, because I want to get rid of those damn tram lines. I can't stand them. But this video has already been way longer than I was anticipating. Got quite a bit done. Thanks for watching, Everyone have a wonderful day, week, whatever it is for you, and I will catch you in the next one.